going to do a resist technique today. We're going to be using VIVA Colour's transparent pen. I'm going to use the Magic Transparent, which is perfectly clear when it dries. And what we're going to do is, on this particular project, we're going to do a freehand doodling or drawing. And I'm also going to show you where I went ahead and stenciled using the Pearl pens some angel wings to use on a card later. So I'll show you that in just a minute. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and show how easy it is to doodle with the Pearl pen. So set this aside, and I have myself a vintage book here, a vintage calculus book. Best thing that ever happened to a math book, in my opinion, is have it torn up for art. It was not my favorite subject when I was a kid. So anyways, I'm going to tear out a piece. We're going to use this to add into an art journal down the road. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and do a freehand heart design, much like the one I showed you earlier. We're just going to go ahead and just make our design. We're not going to really worry too much about it being perfect since it is for an art journal, and truly there are no rules. And truly because you probably can't see what I'm doing very well here. So I'll hold it up to the camera for you. I'm not sure, can you see where I've got the little... There you go. So anyways, by the magic of, I was going to say TV, but this is not TV. By the magic of video, I already drew one of these earlier today and let it dry. So I have a flower design here we're going to go ahead and play with. And I'm going to use, to create the resist, I'm going to use some twinkling H2Os. You can see them off here. Best thing to do with H2Os is go ahead and use some water, spritz them to get them nice and fresh and ready to go with the painting. And I'm going to just spritz my paper just a tad so that the paint spreads quite nicely. And I'm going to start with the flowers first. I'm going to do a little bit of red. I'm just going to go right inside here. And you're going to see that the resist from the pen is either going to create one of two things. A well for you to paint inside, or it's just going to create that very clear distinction of a design that you drew. So we're gonna go ahead and paint through there. And then I'll use a little bit of Coral Berry. Luminart Twinkling H2Os are great. They're cake watercolor, so when you start with them, they are hard as a rock. And you just spritz them with water, and the amazing pigments of the H2Os comes out, and it releases some of the beautiful mica, and you have a very shimmery, luscious painting when you're done. Luminart is amazing when it comes to color. So anyways, we're going through here and we're adding more and more color. You can kind of see how it's resisting on top of the Pearl pen. See, if I paint right over the center, it kind of beads up and goes away. Can you see that? Here, let me get you in a little bit closer. Let's see. See how that is. Is that better? See if I can get you even closer. Oops, wrong way. There we go. How's that? So that really gives you an up close and personal look at my painting here. So we're going to add a little yellow, and let's turn this around. I'm going to go ahead and do the one at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and spritz just a tad bit more, just because I like how it kind of flows when it's watery. It really makes it easy for the paints to kind of flow into each other. Let's see, some of the blue. I'll have a blue flower this time. Right here. So pretty. You can see how it's flowing in. And now, I don't like using paper towels too much. I usually use a terry cloth, like a rag or a towel. So I'm going to blot this up a little bit so I can add some more color. The beauty of the terry cloth rag is that you can then throw it in the wash machine and get a million uses out of it. I try to save things from going into the trash. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of purple right over top. Variegated flower. And now, my favorite color in the whole wide world. Here, where we go. Olivine green. Oops, there we go. Fill that up. Because I want plenty of olivine. I'm going to get a bigger brush. And I'm going to go all the way around here. And you're going to see how it avoids going and covering over that line where I drew. You can do this, as I said earlier, Pearl pens through a stencil. So you could have a very cool repeat pattern to create for a background. I do a lot of art journaling, so I'm always looking for cool backgrounds and such. And this is cool. You could also, if you really wanted a very specific drawing, you could have a drawing over a light box, trace it onto your paper, and then go ahead and paint like I am now. There we go. So pretty. Okay. Now we're going to blot some of the watery edges. And see how that, you can see where the lines are and where they were before. Once this is dry, I'll add a little bit more doodling, and eventually down the road, I'll do a video that just shows you all the insides of all my journal pages, because I have a lot of art journals going at the same time. Here, we'll darken this up, because I like lots of color. And we'll darken up this. Oops, that's not dark. Darken up this a little bit, just so we can get lots of extra color in there. I noticed I'm whispering. Not really sure why. And add a little bit more of the olivine. There we go. And I think to make it pretty, we're going to add some blue-green to this outside so that it has a softer feel. There we go. Pretty cool, eh? I like it. I like it a lot. My daughter teases me for saying that all the time. So I'm getting ready to finish up here. Just going to go ahead and dry it so I can show you a photo of the finished pieces. Here you go. A little bit of a look. You can see up close how it kind of creates a separation, gives a little bit of texture and dimension, and just another way to use a VIVA COLOUR Pearl pens. And you can see how clear, it's like perfectly clear underneath them. So I hope this gives you some inspiration to go ahead and try it for yourself. Have a great day. Bye-bye.